Okay, now I've got all of my supplies laid out here, and we're actually working with quite a few for this particular bow tutorial. If I'm going too fast and you can't keep up with the measurements, I'm going to leave all of the information that you will need directly below this video, right up under it, the descriptions box. It will have all the measurements for each piece of ribbon that you're going to need, and all of the other supply information. So don't worry about that because it's going to be all down below. All right, so we are working with 35 inches of this 1.5 inch ribbon, and I'm using two colors. I'm using a hot pink and a yellow, and I'm using 35 pieces each. This is going to be for my base bow. I'm going to double layer the ribbon. All right, so you'll need two 35-inch pieces of 1.5 inch for your base bow. I'm also working with strips of 6-inch ribbon, various colors, patterns, prints, just whatever matches the ribbon that you are working with. And this is going to be for the spikes. I'm using 10 pieces of 6-inch ribbon for my spikes. All right, so that's the spikes. Now for the surround a bow, where is it? I'm using actually 4 pieces of ribbon. I'm using this polka dot print is going to be the top. And you see how it's white on the bottom? I'm gonna put another piece of ribbon. I'm gonna layer it just like I did the base bow. I'm gonna double layer my surround a bow. And since it's lalaloopsy, I'm going to make those two inner parts different colors, purple and yellow. All right, so you're gonna need 4 pieces of 15-inch, 7/8 inch ribbon. So you'll need 4 pieces because I'm double layering these surround bows. All right, so that is the surround bows. All right, now for the topper, the main part, I'm using this adorable lalaloopsy print ribbon. And I'm not really sure where I got this ribbon. I know I'm probably going to have some questions about it. I do know I got it from someone in a D-stash group, some of their personal ribbon that they were selling. I don't actually think any store carries a lalaloopsy print because of the copyright, but this is the ribbon we are making. It's this cute little lalaloopsy print. This is going to be for the topper. I'm going to do a twisted boutique bow. And I'm using 26 inches of my main ribbon, which is this lalaloopsy print. Also going to double layer the top bow, and I'm going to use this 7/8 inch green and white chevron print. And we're just going to see, because the bottom is white, I don't want that showing. I'm just going to layer the two ribbons together where the green will show and then the lalaloopsy will show. All right, so 2 pieces of 26-inch, 7/8 inch ribbon, and that is going to do it for our bow parts. Now, I'm also going to be working with some corker ribbon. I haven't really decided where I'm going to put the corker ribbon, but I know I'm going to use it because this bow is supposed to be wild, funky, and just fun. All right, so all I did was I took some 3/8 inch ribbon in these colors, prints, and wrapped around these dowels, put it in the oven at 300 for about 20 minutes, and I've got corker ribbon. I just need to take it off the dowels. And if you need any of these tutorials that we're going to be working with, I'm also going to leave links down below. All right, so that's what we are doing, corker ribbon. And I'm just going to trim it up after I take it off the dowels. And I also made some of this curly organza ribbon. I'm not sure where or even if I'm going to use it, but it's this cool blue color. All I did was I took this organza, I think it's like a 5/8 inch, and I wrapped it around the dowels, secured the ends with clothespins, and then I sprayed it with my my Stiffen Quick and just let it air dry. You do not want to put organza in the oven. Just, you do not want to do that. All right, so I've got corker ribbon, curly ribbon. Also, I'm going to be using some embroidery floss, some upholstery thread, a needle. You'll want some felt too. These are circles, but you can use any felt that you have. And these are just going to be for like my tulle or marabou if I decide to put it in there. Of course, you'll need some clips or barrettes. Also, I'm going to be using a hot pink 3/8 inch ribbon, and this is going to be when I get ready to wrap my bow to the clip. I'm going to line it with the 3/8 inch ribbon and then secure it with the 3/8 inch ribbon. Of course, you'll need your lighter for heat sealing your ends, your scissors. I'm using my Stiffen Quick, love it. You can use hairspray. Of course, you'll need your glue gun. Hopefully it's not as ugly as mine. And I'm also going to be working with some of these cute and adorable lalaloopsy tinies. Can you see the tinies? These are adorable. They are going to go in the middle of our bow. You can get these at anywhere that sells toys where you can find lalaloopsy, and they're called tinies, lalaloopsy tinies, and we recently did a review of them on the Silly Noggins channel, the kids did, and we love these things. Kennedy likes to play with them. They're about the same size as the Shopkins. She loves them. The reason why I love them is because I can craft with them. Hello! Okay, let me show you. That, do you see the little hole? That is at the top and at the bottom. This means you can string this little guy, or this little gal, excuse me, on a necklace. You don't even have to make her into a pendant. She can be a bead. Just string your wire right there, and it goes all the way through. So I love it. But we're gonna use one for the middle of our bow today. All right, so lalaloopsy tinies. I'm trying to think, have I forgot anything? I might use this ruffle flower. I haven't decided. I'm also going to be working with tulle and marabou, but I don't have any here because I couldn't decide on the color. But we'll decide that once we get to that point. Go ahead and grab your supplies and let's get started. And again, I am going to leave a link down below in the descriptions box for all the tutorials that we are working with today. If I'm going just a little bit fast and you're like, whoa, hold up, just know that the links are down below. All right, so we're going to take that 1.5 inch pink and that 1.5 inch yellow. And what I did was seal the ends right here. Just a quick swipe of your lighter. And I'm going to be layering. And I never have any trouble with my ribbons coming apart once I fold them into bows, but if you want to, you can attach some fabric glue right here and then layer the pink on top. But again, I never have any trouble. All right, and I'm going to be using the Twisted Boutique tutorial for this particular bow. I know a lot of you like the figure 8 tutorial, and if that works for you, that's great. Do that. You definitely want to do what's comfortable for you and what works, and I'm just, you know, this is just my go-to right here. All right, what I do is I take and I fold my ribbon once and then twice, and this is what it looks like. And I'm going to put a little crease right here. And basically what this does, it just shows me where I should start my loops. And really, whoa, hello, Mr. Camera. There you go. And basically I only need like one of these creases, and then I just eyeball the rest. All right, so once you unfold it, you'll see the creases. Hello, quit doing that. You'll see the creases. And that's just the first crease right here. That's where I'm gonna start. I think I'll start on the pink. I want my pink on the outside, yeah. All right, so I'm just going to form my loop. All right, base bow is complete. We can set this aside and start working on the other parts. Okay, and the next part in this bow is going to be the spikes. Again, I've got 10 pieces of 6-inch ribbon. This is 7/8 inch width, by the way. And all I'm going to do is do the V-cuts on all the ends. And I've already done these over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the remaining 4. What I do is I just take the ribbon and I fold it in half. And you want to make sure your ends line up. And then I take my scissors and I just clip off the top like an angle. And when you open it, you'll have a V-cut. And then you can heat seal and go about your business. Again, I'm using 10 pieces of 6-inch ribbon, and they can be in any color pattern you choose. These are just going to be something funky and fun for our lalaloopsy bow. Alright, so go ahead and get the rest of your spikes ready and we can continue on with the bow. And let's see, I think I'm going to do some orange on the bottom. And we're just going to be doing an X. Do you see my X? I kind of make it narrow. Like that right there. You don't want it too wide to begin. Alright, so there is the start of my X, and then I'm just going to simply layer the rest of my ribbons in this X formation, just like so, until I am done. And of course, if you see one is longer than the other, you can give it a little tug and make sure everything is even. Let's see, I think I'm going to do purple. Alright, there we go. And just continue this pattern until all of your pieces have been used. Okay, and once you have all of your spikes in your X formation here, I'm going to press the center and I'm going to pick everything up. Be careful, you need to make sure you're holding that center. See, you want to make sure you're holding the center. And you can take a couple of these pinch clips, and right here in the middle, see right here, I'm going to attach just 2 pinch clips to hold my spikes together, just like this. Let me see if I can get the camera. See? And we are going to sew right here in the center with your needle and thread. Okay, and I have sewed from the bottom to the top, and I've got like 4 stitches. Just go in and out until you are back at the top, and you'll want to hold your ribbon, and we're just going to pull on this top ribbon, cinch everything together, and then we're going to take this remaining ribbon and wrap everything together and then tie off. And you can go ahead and remove your clips right now. Okay, and once your spikes are complete, we're going to set those aside with the base bow, and we're going to move on to the surround bow. And again, we are using 4 pieces of 15-inch ribbon. Usually for surround bows, you only need 2 pieces of the 15-inch ribbon, but we are double layering, so we're going to use 4. Alright, and the polka dot is going to be the outside, and this purple and yellow will be the inside. They're just going to cover up that white back, because this is not double-sided. Okay, now the surrounded bow is complete. You want to make sure when you put these on top of each other that your ribbons are lining up. You don't want it shifting one way or the other. But this is what it will look like once it is complete. Now we can set it aside and get started on the last bow part. Okay, and working with prints, if it's something like this, you know, upside versus downside, you're gonna have this facing down when you form your first loop, because remember, we're gonna flip the bow, and then this will be on the top. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and form my first loop. There it is, and then I'm just going to finish it up. Okay guys, all 4 of my main bow parts are complete. We've got that base, the spikes, the surrounded bow, and the topper. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down a towel, preferably an older towel that you don't use, and I'm gonna spray each part with my Stiffen Quick, just a few squirts each. It's going to stiffen up your bow. You don't want them too hard, but you want them good and crunchy, as I like to call it. And when they are drying, you can go ahead and decide on the other parts to your over-the-top hair bow. Alrighty, our bow parts are completely dry. We sprayed them with this Stiffen Quick that I love so much. Now we are ready to assemble the bow. Again, here's the base bow. I'm going to add glue, secure my spikes on top of my base bow, more glue, and then we're gonna put that surrounded bow with the twisted boutique topper right there, and we're gonna sandwich everything together. Once I glue each part, I also go back and wrap everything with this embroidery floss. It just makes it more secure. So, glue, stack, secure. And boom, we are almost finished. Now we have to take this stacked bow and transform it into an over-the-top bow, meaning we have to add all of our yummies and extra goodies to the bow. That is the fun part, and the part that I always look forward to doing. So I think I'm gonna take a tulle puff, and I put the curly organza ribbon, I just tied it in the middle. I think I'm gonna add this somehow to the top. It kind of looks like lalaloopsy hair. I don't know, what do you think? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. All right, and I also made some little corker clips. They're not clips, they're just little puffs. I just secured like 5 or 6 3-inch corker strips right in the middle with some thread, and I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe bunching them up and putting them on the sides. I don't know, maybe I'll have to trim them up some more. This is the fun part of it, guys. You can add as much or as little as you want to your bow, and this makes it over the top. I mean, if you want to add bling, add bling. If you want to add frou-frou, add frou-frou. And I'm still wanting to use my ruffly flower thing, but I don't know. Let me think. All right, I have decided to use the tulle puff right here at the top. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue right here at the bottom of my tulle puff. And I am going to place it behind the top of my spikes up here. And I want it to be in the middle. So we're gonna make sure we get down under those spikes and just glue it down. Ow, I burnt myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ow, 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 that hurts. All right. So that's gonna go at the top, and your spikes, they're gonna cover up any of the felt. All right. Okay, and I'm also going to be using my ruffle flower, but I'm not gonna use it in this flower shape here. I'm gonna actually fold it where it's a little bit more ruffly and poofy. and I'm going to glue it at the top behind the spikes right here on the side. But I want it good and poofy where it puffs out like a flower. So I'm just gonna, okay, and here's what it looks like, my little puffy flower right there at the top. Oh, it's so adorable, it's sticking out, just, it's poofing, it's like a poof ball. All right, so now I'm going to use this blue organza, and I am going to place the blue organza right in the center of my bow. You can't see it because of my fingers. Anyways, I'm gonna place with a little hot glue right here in the center of the bow, and then I'm going to wrap my entire bow to the clip. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it to the clip, and then I'm going to insert my little tiny right on top. I'm going to secure her, of course, her back to the middle of the bow, and then I'm going to use this to wrap it around the bow and tie it in the back, and hopefully it will stay on just a little bit more. I want to give it that extra secure, you know, hold that we need. And let me remind you, if you are working with any tiny pieces, embellishments, toys, buttons, bling, whatever, you definitely need to supervise your little ones, because they do put these in their mouth, and it is a choking hazard. But of course, Kennedy really doesn't keep bows on that long, and so yeah, I think this is going to be okay. But you know, if you are selling, I would definitely be careful, because you know, I don't want you guys to get in any trouble. All right, but let's go ahead and attach this cutie to the bow.